meteorologist Erica Page. It's likely a lot of your favorite times of the year, especially as we start to make this transition into the fall season. I know it comes with a lot of love, a lot of hate, especially with the seasons maybe that changes that come after this. But one of the best things that I think Northeast Ohio can boast is that we usually have an absolutely gorgeous fall color show. And really, there's a couple key components that you need when you're talking about that bigger leaf change. One of the most important things is the cooler weather and this lessening daylight that we get the later you go into the fall season. Those shorter days, longer overnights allow that temperature to more efficiently cool off during that overnight period. And that's what really kind of sparks that bigger chemical change that starts to happen within a lot of those leaves. And it's why you start to get a lot of those different, vibrant and beautiful colors here across Northeast Ohio. Chlorophyll, that's the main ingredient to keep these leaves looking pretty green. If you want to start to get some yellow mixing in, you're talking about xanthophyll. Orange, that's the result of carotene. So think of those carrots that we're always told to eat a lot of because they're good for you. It's the same kind of ingredient that starts to change over those leaf changes when you're talking about some of those orange leaves. And then for the red, it's more so the anthocyanin that we start to get those more vibrant colors of red. And yes, you do to a certain extent need some drier conditions through the end of summer as well as early fall. But you can overdo that a little bit. And that's kind of the problem that we've started to see as we've made this transition into the fall season here for us. We've largely spent a good majority of the second part of summer headed into early fall with a really large lack of rainfall. And combine that with above average temperatures, it's why a lot of these leaves haven't changed a ton, at least in terms of the more beautiful colors that we would be looking for this time of the year. Instead, our trees, they're a little stressed out because of all the drought conditions that we've been monitoring over the last several weeks and the drought that we've seen really worsen. So the problem has been that many of these leaves across Northeast Ohio have kind of skipped the beautiful color change and instead transition to more of just these kind of crispy brown leaf colors that are quickly going to fall, especially if you get any kind of wind that moves through Northeast Ohio, and it basically skips over that beautiful color show. Here's the deal with this year, and we've talked about it a lot through the late summer, through a good majority of early fall. I just don't think that we're going to see one of the most beautiful or vibrant color shows that we've ever seen here in Northeast Ohio. The same can be said for a lot of other big locations that are popular when you're taking some fall color show, maybe trips across parts of the U.S. We expect these colors to honestly be a bit more muted. It's not to say that you won't get some of these vibrant color changes as we work in some of these cooler nights, some opportunities for rain. It certainly has a window where you could get some of these more pretty color changes starting to work back in. But as we've showed extensively, drought conditions have taken over through the early part of the fall season, not only here in Northeast Ohio, but across a good majority of the Northeast, parts of the Blue Ridge Mountains, headed into the Appalachians. And so those typical spots that we would usually think of boasting these beautiful fall colors, unfortunately this year, probably not going to be the best. That said, we still expect us to get closer to that peak timing with our fall color show here within the next week to 2 weeks. I think that's going to boast a little bit more of this color across Northeast Ohio before you start to enter into the end of October, early November. And by that point, we are likely going to be past our peak, at least here locally.